Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Pick and Roll. This is your Tuesday NBA betting show on the board YouTube channel, the Hammers NBA Content Division. We're back after a bit of a delayed start here. After we got 4 bets on the way, delayed start because we took yesterday off for Easter. Hope everybody had a great Easter weekend. Hope everybody enjoyed the long weekend. Hopefully, you did get the long weekend, but we're ready to get going for today. Again, 4 free picks on the way for you guys, trying to follow up the Friday winning day that we had, looking to finish the season strong here with this show. And I'm just doing my final check-in on all the picks here. A bit difficult to navigate sometimes when there are as many picks as we have today. But Pips mentioned to me just before the show how much of a fan he is of this slate overall. But with a lot of moving pieces here, we just want to make sure everything is set right. And I'm seeing a tiny bit of movement right before that we go live here. So I'm just gonna do one last tinker on one of the lines here to make sure we have the prices that we want to be giving out for you guys, and then I think that we will be ready to go. So before we get started, remember to hit the like button on the stream, support the content that we have. We put in a lot of hard work here, so it would really mean a lot if you can help pump us up in that YouTube algorithm. Also, make sure you are subscribed to the channel because you're going to get content for the rest of the regular season and the playoffs and beyond. But with that, we are all set to go here. Let's get into the pick. So this one is going to move quite a bit. We've had some movement pre-show, which caused a bit of difficulties here, doing it as fast as we can. But for the first play, we're going to the Lakers and Raptors games, and we have Emmanuel Quickley over 10.5 rebounds and assists. This is minus 125 at ESPN Bet. This is now minus 133 at Caesars Sportsbook. I got to be honest, guys. Minus 130. Sorry?
Minus 128, FanDuel also playable for this one. FanDuel
Okay.
is the biggest one, so go there and bet it.
Okay, there we go. Minus 128 at FanDuel for this one. Again, this one is moving. This one is going to move. You got to run to this one. I'm just going to add on the FanDuel to this graphic here, but this is going to move. Pips mentioned that this will probably close even in the range of 12.5 for this line. So get in early here, get in before the line movement. Anybody who does watch the show live pays dividends. You get to come here and get the best prices for these wagers here. Again, sorry for the screenshot, but I'm moving, no screenshot, but I'm moving on the fly here, trying to get this one out as quick as possible. So there we have it, minus 128 at FanDuel, minus 125 ESPN Bet. With that, let's get into the other picks here. We have Donovan Mitchell over 4.5 assists as our second play as the Cavaliers visit Utah. Donovan Mitchell in his old arena there, and that's minus 130 available at DraftKings for that second play. Third play is first of 2 in this Clippers and Kings game. We're going to Ivica Zubac over 19.5 points, rebounds, and assists, which is minus 110 at BetMGM. And the final play in the same game, opposing big here, we're going to Domantas Sabonis on an under 19.5 for minus 115 odds, also available at BetMGM. So again, just to recap, because there's a lot here. Quickly, over 10.5 rebounds and assists, minus 125 ESPN, minus 128 FanDuel. Donovan Mitchell over 4.5 assists, minus 130 DraftKings. Ivica Zubac over 19.5 PRA, minus 110 MGM. Domantas Sabonis under 19.5 points, minus 115 at BetMGM. All right, back to the first play. Lakers at Raptors. Emmanuel Quickley back in action today after missing some games for personal reasons. This is the old graphic. I'll change it. But Pips, let's go to you for the handicap on this play here. Why are you taking Emmanuel Quickley over?
Yeah, just the off number, like huge. I also honestly think that's a big mistake by the bookies. I think they are off. I will set it at 13.5 myself if I was like making the lines. I will understand 12.5 with a bit unknown part with the Raptors. But this line is just off. Like you can show. I don't know if you have the ready graphics for the games for Quickly, but since the Barnes injury and even with Barnes playing, so the first 2 games with against Dallas and Golden State, Barnes was playing in those games, and 14, 16, 18, 14, 27, 10 against the Portland Trail Blazers, stinker one. 13 against Pistons, and then 13 and 12 against the Orlando Magic, who are the most difficult matchup in the league for era of opposing players. now get the Lakers for, I would say, like top five matchups for rebounds and assists for opposing players. They allow fourth most assists and ninth most rebounds. And if you look at the last cup since the All Star, it even gets even better. So yeah, we can see average 15.2. Yeah, and that's a realistic number for quickly. Over the last 7 games, average 15 potential assists. So that's not like he had some luck run. He creates everything for the Raptors when he's on the court. It's him or Kelly Olynyk, and that's it probably. Some reps of Bruce Brown here and there when quickly sits, and that's it. Rebounds are also great since there is not Jacob, no dominant big to grab rebounds, no Barnes to grab rebounds. So even when Barnes and Jacob were playing, he was still getting 3 to 4 rebounds a game. And without them, I can see him going to the 5 range. So yeah, I mean he's averaging 24 potential rebounds and assists over the last 7. 24 is equal probably to like 14 to 16 rebounds and assists. So yeah, this line is just off the market in a great matchup for the Raptors. They're playing at home. RJ Barrett is back. Quickly is back. Bruce Brown is there. Grady is playing a bit better late. They can stick around in this game, in a high-paced game. And yeah, this is a great spot for quickly.
Okay, there we have it for the first play. Apologies, the scroller had the old prices. Apologies for that. So minus 125 or minus 128 is what we have for the bet here. Let's go to our second play here. All organized now. Donovan Mitchell over 4.5 assists. This was minus 130 at DraftKings. Donovan Mitchell, after the Cavaliers' previous game, talked about it. You know, it's April. They got to start playing better. They got to start getting some wins. But you're feeling like the assist will be in play here for Mitchell against his former team.
Yep. Most of the reason is if you just look at his number, this is a ridiculous line. Like I would expect, honestly, I expected this to be 6.5. This makes 0 sense. Like if you look at the numbers, over in 22 out of the 26 when Levert and Garland are playing. So not even looking at the numbers when some of them were out, like 27 plus minutes. Any matchup, no filter used. Like with Levert and Garland, clear this in 85% of the games, 5.7 average. Insane. And now gets to play Utah Jazz, who allows the most assists in the league and also allows by far the most assists to guards. Insane of the guard. Like if this was 5.5, open at 5.5, I'll still look at it like a great bet. We got 4.5. Doesn't make any sense. Also, he's playing through the injury. Like last game against the Denver Nuggets, he was not that weak first step, so he was dishing out more than he usually does. So yeah, I mean, just love this spot. Like one of the best spots on the show so far this season. And yeah, that's how I see it. Defense of Utah just terrible, playing at a high pace. That just makes sense. And they're usually going like ice defense on pick and rolls on the guards, which is also like a funnel for assists for them. So yeah, I'm this one is one of my favorite spots.
So there we have it. We have two plays where Pips feels as though the line is a bit inaccurate, and that will remain for the third and the fourth play, to be honest. But let's not get ahead of ourselves here. The third play was Ivica Zubac over 19.5 PRA, minus 110 at BetMGM. What do you see matchup-wise here for Zubac is the first of two plays for the Clippers and Kings game?
I would say matchup is decent at best, like an okay matchup, but the line just doesn't make any sense. Reason why, if you look at the entire season, this is Zubac been playing 24 to 35 minutes, not some crazy like 30 plus. 24 to 35 with James Harden available because that's important. Like their pick and roll game is important. Yeah, he averaged 24.8 PRIs and over in 83% of the games. But the most important part is you can show at the end of the graphic this line, gray line, that shows the minutes. Last 2 games, he played 35 and 33 minutes in a matchups where I actually didn't expect him to play that much. And now gets to play against Sabonis where they need his size a lot. So last 2 games, 33, 35 minutes. last game against Sabonis, he had 33 minutes. So I expect him to be in 33 to 36 minutes again tonight. He averaged 30 PRI per 36 minutes. And also, in last 6 games against Sabonis, he averaged 30 PRIs per 36 minutes. In the last game against Sabonis, in 33 minutes, he had 25 PRI. It's like, I just don't get it, honestly. Like, I think this line should be 21 and a half. I would still consider betting the over. Like, I don't know how did I manage to find these spots there, honestly. I expected to be like, very more sharp. There, like, if he played, like, the only thing that I'm missing here is maybe he playing 25 minutes tonight, but I don't see it happening, like, at all. Like, this line is like set for him going out and playing 25 minutes and still would lean over. But last 2 games, 35, 33, and it makes sense to play him huge minutes against Sabonis. Like, Ty Lue is usually adjusting to matchups minutes, and if you one of the best guys in the league to defend Sabonis is probably Ivica Zubac. Like, size, strength, like, overall, like, the best. They can't put anyone better against Sabonis. So yeah, if he gets 30 minutes, this line is off market, like, by 3 to 4 PRAs.
All right, there we have it. 3 plays seemingly off where they should be according to Pips, and we could see some big movement. I assure you, we'll see movement on quickly, likely on all of them. But the 4th play that we have here, same sort of reasoning. Domantas Sabonis under 19.5 points, minus 115 at BetMGM. Takeaway for the matchup here was Zubac on the other end of the court.
Yeah, this is not like a terrible line. I will expect maybe 18 and a half, but this one is matchup wise. So this line just shows Sabonis last 22 games. Only filter is when he was playing 40 or less 28 to 40 minutes, usual minutes, and when he played teams outside of bottom 10 worst rim defense. That's it. Like, that's only matchup. That's only filter out. So we can see he scores most of his points again as a cutter. That's similar to pick and roll man. That's what these Clippers defend the best. Also, a lot of his points come from the free throw. They don't allow free throws. Then on the similar player side, you can see Sabonis actually played 3 games against the Clippers this season, scored 11, 15, and 17 points. Struggles against the Zubats. Overall, as you can see, players struggle. Similar type of players struggle against the Clippers. We can see Anthony Davis 20 points, Adebayo only 14 points, AD again 22 points, Jokic even had 22 points. So yeah, like, skilled bigs struggle against Ivica Zubac and the Clippers overall. And on the graphics, we can see that he covered this line only in 5 out of 22 games in this kind of matchup. Even though, if you take a look at only last 7 games for Sabonis, I don't have the graphic ready here, but I'll just say the numbers. Last 7 games, he is over this line in only 1 game, and averaged 14 points over the last 7, even though he played Raptors, terrible defense at 5, Wizards, terrible defense at 5, 76ers, terrible defense at 5, and Jazz, terrible defense at 5. So he played in great matchups and still struggled. So again, in a difficult matchup, he must take his under. Yeah, that's it for Sabonis. Like, Zubac matching his size, matching his strength. They're very difficult to score on Zubac in isolation, post up, one-on-one, anything.
All right, so there we have it. Matchup wise, Pips feeling the under here. Sabonis, he's been friend and foe this season. It's been, I don't know. I remember I did look up the record, but he typically has given us either like the 1 point above, the 1 point under. But, as we saw from the graphic here, matchup-wise, based on the filters you've added here that support this matchup as well, these are the players you kind of like, the ones that are consistently being a little bit under the line. Those are the players that have the consistency where you can feel confident about the performances on a day-to-day basis rather than guys who are always way above, way under. Sabonis, one of the
we
guys.
actually bet him 17 points against the Clippers under, and 19 points against Miami under. So we had 2 winners, and we had, I think every bet on Sabonis came to 1 field goal made, close, over or under.
Yeah.
He fucked us 3 times for a hook. On our hook counter 3 times Sabonis, but on 2 positive hooks also
Two
Sabonis.
wins. Okay.
So we have 5 hooks on Sabonis, either positive or negative. Yeah.
Wow, he's contributing big time to the hook counter, but hopefully, hey, let's just get a clean win here. But if it has to be 19 points to go under 19 and a half, that's also fine. With that, let's go to the recap of Friday's plays. It feels like a long time ago Friday now, to be honest, but
Yeah.
we took a 3-day weekend for this show. And, well, it was a winning day on Friday at the very least, which is great. We move. Definitely could have been 3-0. I think we say that about a lot of days, but that's completely okay. We will take the profit. So Jalen Brunson over 27.5 points. If only we had taken the over 60.5 points, we still would have been a winner. But yeah, Jalen Brunson more than doubles his point line, which, hey, that's nice. Nice and easy. No sweat there. The losing play was on Kyle Kuzma over 19.5 points. Yeah, Kuzma, I don't know the exact amount, but I think he took over 20 shots. I think it was, top of my head, he was 5 of 22. So you'd expect him to get to 20 points. Yes, and I'm just looking now. He had 4 free throw attempts and 22 field goal attempts. So easily should have been a winner there. Unfortunately, Kuzma does not come through. But the other winning play was in the Lakers matchup with the Indiana Pacers. I said it at the time. I'll say it again. Pascal Siakam loves playing the Los Angeles Lakers, and he got us a winner along with AD. Looking at some shot quality data, the expectation was that Kuzma should have gotten 26 points based on his attempts and location and quality of those attempts, and he only gets 12. Unreal. All right, well, it is a winning day. Pips, it's been a while, but are there any words from yourself on what we saw from the Friday slate of bets?
I would say expected from Siakam, expected from Jalen Brunson. That was one of the best bets I felt the best over the last I don't know how many, and all the bets today are in the same range. So we'll see how it performs. And like it could go 0-4, like it could happen, but I like the spot. Yeah, everything with Brunson went as expected, and everything with Kuzma went as expected. Besides him missing the shots, like I think I predicted the volume very well. I
Yeah.
expected him to be in that 21 to 24 field goal attempts range and some free throws. 22 field goal attempts and 4 free throws. That's even like difficult for DeJounte Murray to stay under 20 with that kinds of volume. So yeah, that's insane that he didn't come. He didn't even come close. Like that's unreal.
Yeah,
Like
he should
this is
have
probably the worst
comfortably
performance of
he should have
his.
smashed it, and he didn't even come
Yeah,
close in the end. So if you just look at the
I
points,
think
you think, wow, not even close. But yeah, it should have comfortably covered.
I think this could be maybe the career worst performance from Kuzma. Honestly, like I watched his ton of games. I think this is the worst one I ever seen from Kyle Kuzma. So
Well, we
maybe there
do
is some stinkers early on, but this could be the worst one.
Well, we do get the winnings on the day, which is
Yeah.
great, I guess, for the recap. But yeah, it feels like that could have really boosted us for the last push during the season. Jalen Brunson, though, 61 points here. Not really in any MVP considerations, but do you think that maybe he should be in some of those discussions there based on how well he's played, especially in this stretch of games where New York has missed so many players to injury? Jalen Brunson has still lifted them up to potentially be a home seed for the playoffs.
I think MVP is a reach, but all NBA should be heavily in favor
Oh, it
of
should be a lock.
Brunson.
Should be
Yeah,
a lock.
yeah. So he'll get his credits. I think NBA, all NBA is like very, very, very important stuff, and I don't think we had any player that made all NBA that wasn't a great player. So this is a big credit for him. He should be on the second team probably. First team probably getting Shea and Luca at guards, or if they switch Luca some way and turn on forwards, then Brunson can even be the first team. So yeah,
Yeah,
I think at this point,
second team.
with the way, I mean, Brunson could maybe be fifth for the MVP. I would
That's what
say
I meant when I
MVP.
asked the question. Like, do you think he'll get some votes, like fifth place votes. I don't think he'll get.
I think fifth place could be a spot. I think like we have four clears. We have Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic, Shea, Giannis, and then maybe some vote for Brunson at the five.
Okay.
I could see it.
I tend to
see it.
agree. Currently,
Yeah.
the New York Knicks do occupy that fourth position in the Eastern Conference and
they're
only half
playing,
game back of the 3 seed.
and they're playing without second and third best player for a long
Yeah.
time. Maybe
Yeah.
even fourth best player a long time without
Mitchell
Robinson. But,
played 20
yeah, but
games, missed 50. Randall's been out. OG
I think
has been out.
I think Mitchell Robinson being out is the best thing that happened to them because Hartenstein got a lot of minutes and a lot of recognition, and he's insane. So yeah.
Former Houston Rockets center Isaiah Hartenstein.
Yeah,
by the way,
that one stinks. It hurts a lot. But interesting about Brunson is that he's playing a terrible team, like offensively. Like he gets all the most attention, like since probably prime James Harden now.
Only Luka Doncic gets more defensive attention, or statistically, only Brunson gets second
on the
most blitzes
season
in the NBA.
Yeah, on the season, but I think like since the All-Star break, I think it's even Brunson. But because he's surrounded by George Hart, Achua, Dante DiVincenzo, and McBride. And McBride is what a hit, man! If Grimes isn't traded, we never discover McBride. And
maybe they knew already. I'm starting to think they knew McBride was probably better than Grimes, and that's why they were so keen on trading. Grimes.
Could be because man, like last couple of weeks, he is insane. Like
the Raptors game, I don't know. He played against the Raptors last week. He had 8 3-point attempts in the first quarter. He made 6. It's almost as like the coaching staff, like you just got to look up. Just literally look at his basketball reference page. He hits 40% of his threes. They left him open the entire first quarter because they blitzed Brunson off of him. So he made every shot because he was open every time from 3. But yeah, he's been playing amazingly.
Yeah, as a starter, last 12 games, he averaged 18, 3, and 4 on 62% true shooting and 41% from 3, while making almost 4 threes a game. Those are like superstar numbers.
And he's playing like super heavy minutes. I think he played 48 minutes in one game, if I'm not mistaken. I think
it's couple of games. That he played 48 minutes. I'm not sure. I'll just check. He played 45 plus minutes in 7 games. It was almost like back to back.
This is what's interesting about this, that they're going to be. I don't know. I think people may overrate this sort of statistic, but they're going to be playoff ready, essentially with the minutes here. As the minutes go up, well, they already played this level of minutes, so nobody is more prepared minutes wise for the playoffs than the
I don't know when is Randall coming back, but OG being back will be huge for this team. Yep. But their offense is so difficult to watch. Like so many players that
they're doing what they can.
Yeah, but it's like Tibbs, like bread and butter this season. Like the perfect, like last 2 months is like perfect description of Tibbs' career and the teams he likes to drive.
He's been there long enough at this point where the roster is molded to what he wants to do. Everybody on the roster is a Tibbs player.
Burks and Boyan not playing while being probably the second and third best offensive player is huge. Just showing like, okay, if you're not at least like average in defense, you are not seeing any minutes under Tibbs. Like that's insane.
Yeah. So they're an interesting one to monitor rest of the season. Again, they're half a game back of that 3 seed, and the Cavaliers are certainly stuttering near the end of the season. So the Knicks, they're going to be an interesting team in the first round. I think they could give some problems.
I don't know what's the thing with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, it seems like they're cursed. Like I don't know. Like
hey,
now
man,
they have like.
Go ahead.
I mean, Mitchell is not there at all, like health-wise. Now Jarrett Allen had some injury. Levert had some injury. Evan Mobley is still like banged up. Garland had 2 injuries this season. Allen in the last game, I think, or the game prior, left the game with injury, playing on like they're so banged up. Struz missed a lot of games, not in rhythm. Like they will come into the playoffs not ready to play at all. Like the worst like form they had the entire season will be when the playoffs starts. Same
Yes.
thing last season, same thing season before. Like this team is just can't stay healthy. It's shame because during the season they played so great.
I'll I'll say for if you watch the preseason show with the futures bets we did, we had a Cavaliers under 50.5 wins. A month ago, that looked completely dead. And now they have to win 6 of their last 7 games to go over that amount. So I'm not going to say they can't do that because they won like 18 of 20 earlier this season. So I'm not going to jinx it by saying that. They can go over. However, you would think at this point that we're in a pretty good position on that wager. And just going back to that preseason futures that we had on this channel, we've already cashed the Knicks over on the season. We already cashed the Pacers over on the season. We already cashed the Rockets over on the season. Cavaliers looks pretty good. Raptors are dead. And the final one is the Bulls. The Bulls need 2 more wins in their last 6 games, and they have the Pistons and the Wizards before the season's up. So you'd think they can give us the 2 that we need for that one. So what I'm saying
Do
is,
we do we spend another like 1 minute to talk about idiotic Bulls? Like
sure,
I just read one number, which is absurd.
take
They
it
are
away.
making the least three in 2024. They are making the least threes and they are allowing the most threes. Their offense is like we don't shoot threes, and their defense is let's let other
Give
teams
them
shoot
up.
as many threes as they want. Like
They're anti-Pacers.
they are so brain dead. Like they need to change the coach. Like that's insane. Last night I watched the entire game against the Hawks. Hawks were 19 from 40 on threes. Were left wide open. Every three was spot up, catch and shoot, wide open three. Made 19, and Bulls made 7. That's
Can't
it.
win like that.
Yeah, you can play like the worst team in the league. If you are shooting 23s a game and the other team is shooting, allowing the other team to shoot 40, if you are playing against the G League team, you can lose. Like that's it. Like that's just numbers game, and Bulls are losing numbers game every night.
I
Doesn't
th-
make any sense.
I
Like it's
think
insane.
the Bulls could be a case study one day where the NBA decides, okay, maybe not you don't just automatically make the play-in tournament as the 10 seed because they're 36 and 40. They're actually the 9 seed, which is crazier. The fact that the Hawks can even catch the Bulls at this point is crazy. I am of the belief you should have a certain record to make the play-in tournament. I think that you should be within probably 2
500.
games of the 8 seed to justify a play-in tournament existing, or at least like your team should be like you should have 40 wins or more, I think, to be eligible for the
Yeah,
play-in
40
tournament.
or more. I would agree. It's insane
Um,
that my Rockets have 38 and won't make the plane, and they will be like in the ninth spot in the East. West, like West, probably the best ever
yeah, we had a
competition.
very minimal
Yeah,
shift where the East was better. For actually probably half a season last year, they were just like, wow, the East is better than the West. And then Kyrie ended up on Dallas, and then KD ended up on the
yeah,
Suns, and then it was gone.
yeah. Like we have, it's more competitive and still like 10th seed on the West has point 44 like percent win. Like that's insane. I mean, I don't know. Like 10 seed will end up probably with like 44 wins on, on the West.
Yeah,
44 wins to be the 10 seed. That's absurd. Like
44 wins would probably be 8 or 7, 7 or 8, probably 7,
probably 7. Yeah, on the East,
or
which
at
is
least yeah, minimum would be 8. So yeah, I I,
and
I think that the play-in tournament's a good idea. However, I think that a team that's maybe that bad shouldn't get in. However, I guess you can make the case if a team is that bad, then the better team should just beat them in the play-in tournament. But I guess there's
I
reason on
mean,
both ends. The NBA ultimately
halves.
won't turn down the revenue the play-in tournament generates. They're going to keep it as
I
is.
mean, it's fun. It's fun.
It is fun.
It's fun. It is. Yeah.
Yeah. So they'll keep it. And I do support the play-in tournament. I'd rather have it than not have it at this point. Because like at
I
this
would
point in the
say
season, the Hawks and Bulls are relevant, which they wouldn't have been. So now we have 10 relevant teams in the East instead of only 8 with the rest tanking. Now these games actually still matter.
I will say this. I think the playing tournament is insane. That it's great. It's good, great stuff. The idea is great, but you can't do anything for East being so bad. Like that's
That's
just
that's
it.
just
Like
been the case for
yeah, if you look at the
decades,
West,
man.
if you look at the West, it's actually great. Like we are playing, it'll be great to see Lakers and Golden State and Kings and Suns playing in the playoffs. I mean, that's like finals before the finals. Honestly, like great teams playing a do or die game. That's all we are like looking for when as NBA fans. Like I think that's the game probably I enjoy the most. So at this point of the season, like
Yeah, I'm just trying to
that's it.
find there was a
Everyone
season.
loves March Madness and do or die games, and now we get it for a playing like Steph Curry against LeBron James. That's like prime
Yeah.
time TV.
So just furthering the West has always been better than the East. And this is an extreme example, but in 2009, the Phoenix Suns went 46 and 36, 9 seed, missed the playoffs. 46 and 36 would have been the 5 seed in the Eastern Conference. So it's
Yeah.
just kind of always been a problem. The West is more appealing to typically free agents and just more appealing in general. Those
Yeah,
teams are
bigger
typically
markets
better.
are like
Bigger
insane. The
markets
bigger
more
markets, yeah.
often. That's just kind of the way it is. Strange,
And
even
better,
with the restrictions on cap, that it's still
I'll
the case.
I would
But
say also way better GMs and like organizations on the West. On the East, we have Wizards, Hornets, Pistons, Nets, Bulls.
it's true.
Like like 5 worst organizations in the NBA are on the East, and it's like that for like 10 straight years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Agreed completely. So maybe we'll see a shift, but I don't think anything drastic goes down this summer. But I think that is enough for the conversation today. Some great conversation from today's show. If you guys enjoyed what you got from that, if you guys enjoyed the picks, make sure you hit the like button and consider subscribing for weekday content like this from myself and Pips throughout the rest of the NBA regular season and more to come in the playoffs. Here is the 4 picks that we had on the show today. Just to recap, first of all, we had Emmanuel quickly over 10.5 rebounds and assists, which was minus 125 at ESPN Bet, minus 128 at FanDuel. This moved like right away on ESPN Bet when we gave it out, but it was still available on FanDuel like 4, 5, 6 minutes after we gave it out. So hopefully you were able to get it there, especially if you are catching live. You do catch live, you ensure you get the best picks. Second play that we have here is in the Cavaliers at Jazz game. Donovan Mitchell over 4.5 assists, minus 130 at FanDuel. The third play of the day, and this will be the first of 2 in the Clippers and Kings matchup. It's Ivica Zubac over 19.5 PRA, minus 110 at BetMGM, and we're going to go also to this game for Domantas Sabonis under 19.5 points for minus 115 odds at BetMGM. All right, loaded episode, fun episode. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you do, make sure you come back tomorrow. Me and Pips are live again, same time, same place for more from Pick and Roll. We'll hopefully see you there celebrating 4 wins.